posted test in the chat. I've already done my tweet. So this week, way ahead of things. So this week, sorry Steph, I think your mic's picking me up.
Oh, sorry.
It's alright, just don't let it happen again. This week we are going to show off the progress we have made. Oh dear, what have I done? The progress we have made with the game, particularly, I guess, around stability and stuff like that. We're going to carry on with. I haven't included
oxygen critical
stuff, so you can already see a way better frame rate than I did before. And this is a new little device. You should be able to join as well. This is a new little device which is an atmospheric analyzer showing how basically we've made this kind of tablet system. So you can see inside here, Steph, I'm still hot micing off you, I think. I've got a cartridge and a battery, and I can put different cartridges in, so I'm going to get a, well, medical's one, sort of not a lot in it at the moment. I'll do network. So these are inspired by Space Station 13. It's a bit brutal. So what I can actually do, I can, with this here, can people hear me?
User joined your channel.
It says turn your mic on. A little quiet. Okay, I'll turn it up. Test. Just check that I'm actually...
Yeah, it's pretty quiet.
You're quiet. Hello? How's this? We'll see what...
I hear you.
Good.
Just
Great.
letting you know.
It's probably just the noise of the game. I'll turn the desktop
That sounded...
down.
Yeah, it sounded better. If you turn down the
User joined your channel.
game sound.
I can do that in the settings menu. Look, pretty, like, settings menu, all like been prettyified by Sean and Dylan. Did a lot of work on this.
Yay.
Display FPS, display latency. Don't even know where that puts it. Oh, I'm the host, so it won't make any difference. So where did I drop the thing here? So what I can actually do with this, I can point it at pipe networks, and I can get the composition, the gas, the temperature. Boy, that's it's quite high pressure there. So it's, you know, 2 millipascals. Sorry, 2 megapascals. Mega? Yes. Yeah, so that's quite handy. And what I'm going to do, an easy way to do this, we've started adding some other stuff, so I'm going to chuck a screwdriver in here. So as well, you get stuff in the hands automatically if they're free now. We've done just some quality of life stuff, and I'm going to put this in here. So now Network Analyzer is for cable networks. So I am scrolling with middle mouse button. Oh, hello. I can't wave because I got something in my hands. So I can see the power actual and the power potential. And a lot like oxygen not included, which I was just playing just before, our power cables, if you have different kinds, will overload, and you'll use, like, this is an APC here, area power controller, or a transformer to basically regulate your different networks, which we're working on now. So yeah, so that's that. And then there's also a medical scanner. If I, whoops. So guys, what we might do is we might take the this thing for a drive. So maybe if we secure some of the stuff down, chuck a couple of lights in the cockpit, and we'll probably put, oh, I need to get a waste tank. And I'll set up a torpedo tube. Where did we decide the best place for the torpedo was in this ship?
Underneath, pointing forward, I'd assume.
Underneath, pointing
Then
forward.
we can.
So yeah. People probably notice, I don't know if they might be able to see it in the stream, but I'm getting 90 to 100 frames. How is everyone else's frames as clients?
70, 75.
Cool. So yeah, it's way better than it was before. So I was working on the Torpedo last time. So you can see here, it's on the small grid. So I'm going to place it somewhere in here. I think let's place it right smack bang in the middle. Let's place it there. And I'm just going to open my mask so that we get to hear all the nice cool sounds. We've got some cables here. So haven't got the torpedo system in that fully working. We focused a lot in the week on stability and frame rate. We had some huge wins, but some pretty fundamental changes in how a lot of things work. It's just really important for early access for it all just to work nicely. Yeah, the portable air conditioner was very hot because it basically works as a heat exchanger. Things aren't exploding yet, which we will work on.
Will you?
Yes, Mason. Sounded like I was saying yes, my son. Yes, my son. Oh, toxins detected, everybody.
Hey, Regent's here.
Hey,
Hey.
hello. Finally a EU-friendly stream.
It's always
Am
the
I?
same time.
Oh, okay, friendly for me.
How's the game for you? Like joining this game? Have you got in yet?
Yeah, man. Joining the game was a little bit glitchy because I had my FOV way high.
Oh, right, yeah.
After that, it was fine.
So for those watching in the stream, Regent's actually joining from Europe, and we're on the other side.
The complete other side.
So I configure this, and people remember from the stream yesterday, I actually put that one on each side here. So when I push this, it's actually opening that door on the outside there. You can see, so that will open the door on the outside, but there's nothing in there, so I can't launch anything. And what I do here is, if there was something on the rail, I could load that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put all my stuff away, gears before beers, and then I'm going to spawn a torpedo. So I haven't actually got it at the moment with the torpedo. I'm going to put the torpedo on the sleeve, so I'm not. So I'm going to put the torpedo on here. What we're going to have is that you open this up and you put in the gubbins, the stuff inside it, so you can put in, like, choose a guidance system. You could put 2 guidance systems in. You could put a fuel system. You could put different kinds of explosives and stuff like that. So you get to really customize what type of torpedo. And then I load it like this, and then I open the outer door and I fire it. And it goes really pathetically slowly out there. And so you can see there it's spent. So I can't actually pull the receiving thing back until I've closed the outer doors. And then I can basically unload it, prepare it for the next one, and put it in. Ugh. Oh man, I'm out of water.
I'll get you some water.
Thanks. So then I can load the next one. Now, the cool thing we can do is, while one's loaded, we can actually put another one on here, and this is what I was trying to do in the stream yesterday. See, it's saying you can't unload it because something is obscuring the loading rail. So that's where, if we take that off, we could actually unload it here, or load it again, and then do this, and away it goes. So we're going to be use that to basically kill the monsters and stuff like that we've got. And so see here, I can unload, and then we're all ready to go with the next one. Yeah, so that's the basics of that. Yeah, so we tidied up a lot of stuff. Had I shown the that now painted things show up in the inventory. Not sure I had. So this had been something that had been requested for a while. I can't remember whether I showed this last time on the stream, but I did a little bit of work on how these kind of things show up. So when you've painted stuff, you can see at the bottom of the screen there, you know, the stuff shows up, and that goes for everything. So if I paint the air conditioner here and I'm holding this, you can see the air conditioner there is yellow, and if I do it red. So we really did a lot of quality of life and just a huge amount of stuff on performance and optimization for scaling. So you can see now it's red and stuff like that. So yeah, we put a lot of effort into that kind of stuff. So what we're actually going to do is we're actually going to move out. Oh, there's a new battery as well. We haven't balanced any of this stuff, but this is a nuclear battery, which has 8 times as much as even the large battery. Hi Zia. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the ship for a little spin. So I'm going to... could someone turn off the sailor anchor?
Yes. Oh, someone else got it.
Cool.
Do you want the interior lights on?
Yep. So last week when we did this, we had terrible frame rate, even on the server, whereas now I'm getting solid, you know, over 60 frames. And the other players are able to walk in. There's some wobbling that we still need to work on, but all in all it's going pretty good. Might move us down here a little bit and go forward. So what we're going to do, I think we'll go build a mining setup. Does anyone know, did we get what was it? The voxel terrain stuff? Did that got fixed, right? Am I hitting something?
What were you talking about? The voxel terrain?
Left side. You're on an asteroid.
Yeah, you're hitting an
Need to go
asteroid.
right.
I feel like I've run out of power or something. I might just turn on the stellar anchor. We are yawing pretty bad.
No, we're off. We're good.
I'm just going to turn on the stellar anchor.
Okay.
So let's go mining, and maybe if we could get a mining thing built. I'm gonna make sure I've got a air tank. See if I can swap out for a...
Power critical.
I think I had a backup battery. Yeah, I do. I've got a backup battery in there. I'm gonna chuck some of this stuff away. So we could use Dylan's base to build the smelter in. What do people reckon?
Yeah, he might have already set up a furnace in there as well, I'm not sure.
We'll go have a look. I think I didn't get a chance to have a look last week.
Is that off the left side of the ship?
I think so, yeah.
Zero G.
So let's go have a look-see. We got a null ref there. Render change again.
No, there's no furnace in here.
I'm just gonna chuck. Oh, I might be ruining things by being alt tabbed, am I?
Everything
No,
seems
it
to be
seems
working.
fine. Seems
Cool.
fine.
It must have just been when we were smashing things before. So we had, what was it, 22 players? Slack is being really weird.
18?
No, we had 20 something.
Yeah,
Yeah, we had 20, over 20, didn't we?
Yeah.
26, was it?
Yeah, at some point this week.
And we used that to stress test. So it's not Simon, your renderer broke. So you look terrifying and you're moving around.
0D.
Okay.
You have a beard and eyes but no face.
Oh god.
So maybe if you go away and
Let
then
me-
come back. I don't mean disconnect, I mean like go a distance and then come back.
Yeah, I could try just
0D.
changing, using the change appearance menu as well.
0D.
So yeah, let's build a thing in here. So see how when I turned on so all we needed to do to get so now, it's cool because that function's working again, it stopped working. So now there's actually gravity in here, all I had to do was change one voxel. So we've got gravity in here, yay! I'm just gonna save. Maybe we need to configure the airlock again too. So I'm going to show off, I think we had the mining belt. I'm going to take off my existing belt. So I hold down the 5 key and I take it off. Push 4, chuck my mining belt in there, and then I'm actually going to spawn a mining belt and see if this still works. I haven't tried this in a very long time. So this is the mining belt that I chuck in. Now this means when I use my, when I use this, it's actually chucking the ore straight in here. You're still pretty broken for me, Simon.
Oh no. Okay.
That's alright, doesn't matter.
What is this, Assassin's Creed?
So you can see I've got a bunch of ore in here. I've got some ice, I've got some iron, and some copper. Oh, some coal. We'll use that to make steel. Oh, the only reason I can tell it's copper is because in the tool belt there I can see the different kinds, and I've remembered what they are. Oh, there's some here. Should probably move these voxels. I think we got a fair bit. Oh, we got a failed buffer on channel 4. There's the same channel as last time, right? It might have been from someone disconnecting. Yeah, it was. We'll go see how these guys are getting on inside. Mason is laying out a new area. Dylan is deep in thought about how he's going to ruin Mason's setup. I'm gonna finish off setting this up. Well, maybe I
No,
shouldn't.
that's Ace's job.
So this is the furnace. You might want to place it
0G.
up one higher, Mason,
Sure.
so you can see the
0G.
thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot what it was like.
Zero G.
You don't pre-ignite the gas, right?
You don't
No.
have to, no.
Are those spaceship fuel tanks currently
0G.
spawning with stuff inside?
If you scroll your mouse wheel, you get two options. You get
Cool.
yeah, two different options.
Toxin detected. Toxin detected.
So this is last time we actually built an atmospheric system in here, but we don't have that going at the moment. So we can see the mining over there.
Yeah, we lost gravity.
You probably cut a hole accidentally.
Yeah.
Probably turn these off. Oh, battery's flat.
I'm just gonna vent the burning gas into space outside of the front door.
Does anyone know where the dynamic scrubber went? It might have fallen out when we were doing high G maneuvers. Oh no, there it goes.
Toxin detected. Toxin detected. Toxin detected.
What air do we have?
Do you think we'll be able to see the force field shields today at all at some point?
Well, we haven't. I haven't implemented them yet because I was
Yep.
playing Oxygen Not Included. So, any complaints can be sent to Clay, the makers of Oxygen Not Included. So you can blame them because I haven't done that.
Toxin detected.
So what I'm doing here is I'm looking and seeing what. So we give quite a bit of information now. We give the number of moles. So you can see it's substantially oxygen and nitrogen. XX at the moment means pollutant, a generalized one. Yeah, and it was interesting seeing how in Oxygen Not Included, for example, they're approaching, getting rid of the last bits. I think the only thing that bothered me with Oxygen Not Included was the size of the pumps, because they're huge, so you don't really get to use them too much. And it was actually something that we faced, I think, when we first were making this. I had a desire to make all the machines quite big, and it was only later that I basically I decided that didn't really sort of work. Yeah. So for us, we've tried to make quite a few other things quite small. So I think that's all just pollutant. Yeah, I think it is. So we'll put a chlorine filter in here. But yeah, we're having trouble getting rid of the last lot of the very small amount. So I'm actually going to make the dynamic thing grab not just from the atmosphere it's in, but the atmospheres all around it, just so that it sucks out stuff way faster. So I might actually do that at the end of the stream and show people how easy it is for us to modify some of that stuff. So as we're pulling this stuff out, this tank here, which you see here, still has quite a lot of gas in it. It's actually releasing gas through this. And because this is just directly connected, its basic setting is to try and meet 1 atmosphere. Yeah, so these are portable scrubbers here. So you can see they're scrubbing, slowly getting more and more pollutant. Yeah, so the atmosphere analyzer, if I'm not pointing at a network, is getting a word scrub. What happened?
I blew up all the pipes I just laid.
Okay, we're gonna come have a look at the carnage that Mason's
Oh,
left.
well, it's really hot in here as well.
Yeah, can someone just
It's getting
Door
hot
open.
in here.
a wall
Turn it off?
or just fucking mine a hole?
0G.
Yeah, watch out the items don't catch on fire.
I vented us into space through the hole of the asteroid.
Yeah, gee,
Ouch, look to the right.
look,
over to
everyone
the right
on the
thing.
stream, look at the
Look right,
yeah. 2,000 degrees. What did you do?
I just turned on the furnace and it, I guess, didn't have enough space to store the waste gas or something.
Yeah, we also didn't have any pressure inside the room, so all the pipes burst.
Yeah, the pipes didn't have any pressure.
Yeah,
on
so the
them.
pipes are pretty sensitive at the moment and burst. I think, although I think they handle up to 40,000 kilopascals. So the gas is floating all around. There's a hole on the top here where the gas is coming out, and you can actually see some heat distortion effects from the gas. So you see the
I'm
occasional
unconscious.
quite hot. Where are you? Inside?
Right by the hole.
I can't get in there. I'll come in and is anyone in there? Give him a heal pill. Don't drag him though. I think dragging's broken. We'll just keep giving him a heal pill until he revives. What happened to you? Heat damage.
I don't know. Like, the items just dropped out of my hands and
0G.
I stopped
Yeah.
responding.
Oh, I just got blown out the hole.
Yeah. I can't get in there.
Yeah, we might need to. Hey, Paul. We might need to
Make the hole
close
bigger.
up the hole. Or maybe we could make it bigger.
Yeah, just vent it out.
There's a
Well,
torpedo in here.
I think someone needs to turn off the furnace. It's probably still burning. And it's
True.
burning the rocket fuel, so it's probably a lot of
Oh man, it's really hot. It's really hot. I can't even get to it.
I'm trying. I'm so close.
I mean, this is the kind of shenanigans that we wanted.
You
Region,
can try
are you
and drill in
inside?
from different side.
I'm trying. I'm like in the hole.
If you can get in, then you can push G to grab onto the wall or onto the floor or the ceiling.
Does that still work?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
It does, yeah.
0G.
I'm gonna go for a.
I can't
High velocity
see where
dive.
Mason is.
I was on the hole to the right.
Oh.
I see Mason. I think I force fed him. Do you know if you had oxygen?
My suit's destroyed.
I'm gonna duct tape you. You should start coming back around.
Pretty far inside now.
Yeah, it's still burning. the furnace is still burning, and it's just chucking the exhaust straight out into the air.
Yeah. All the pipes are broken as well.
So I'm just going to analyze. Yeah, so it is burning. Actually, we're getting a lot of oxygen and carbon dioxide coming out.
One more heal pill might do it.
Cool.
No, my air tank needs to be replaced too.
Can't do that at the moment. Dragging, I think, is still broken. Does anyone know, did we fix that?
I did it to myself, assuming I can breathe my waste tank. It's probably like burning gases.
Okay, I managed to disconnect the furnace.
Cool. Yeah, it looks like it's stopped.
Yeah, I'm back. Thank you.
You're not back on my screen.
Jetpack.
I can
Start.
rotate and I can see. Oh,
Okay.
my
I'm
character's
sealing
not.
the holes.
I think I'm bugged. Don't worry about me.
You look
We can
peaceful.
save and reload it. Yeah. So I think we fixed it by removing.
Oh, there we go.
You're
I'm
you're
able
right.
to fly around now. Yep. Thanks.
We're about
Wait.
to say.
The front of the airlock.
Oh yep. No, you're good. So yeah, I think regulation's really important for the.
Furnace. Yeah, we're supposed to put regulators. I think I just fed straight gas. I hadn't made one of those in a long time. Sorry.
We're lucky that a whole bunch of the other equipment didn't just burn up.
Yeah, it was
Well,
pretty
us
hot.
being in a vacuum helped with that, I
Yes.
think.
Alright, let's patch this place up.
So someone just asked a question about cable placement being a bit easier. I guess so. We're just trying to make sure that we focus on that super core game loop. So I guess the core game loop is going to be we've got our big mothership, and you'll start on the pre-built mothership, and you'll go out and you'll do little missions, and you'll go around and you'll you'll need to find stuff for fuel, and we've got the furnace here, so we're going to use it to start refining stuff, and you might go to AI stations to buy stuff, and that's going to be the very basic, I guess, game loop. And then from there, you'll be able to build stuff like this. So you won't really have enough space to build furnaces on your mothership, so you'll want to build them on a station. So you'll make sort of secure, safe stations around and stuff like that you'll travel to, and shenanigans like this will happen.
Yeah, they're also incredibly dangerous, so you might not want this on your mothership.
Yeah, true. Shall we close the place up?
Sure.
I'll put a door in that we can
Yeah, a
open
good
up.
idea.
Blast door.
Yeah, I have a regulator installed now, so we shouldn't burn like thousands of kPa worth of rocket fuel in our little furnace.
I think we still have a bug with what were they? We had a bug with something. And there's one to the left of it as well. We might chuck one on the ground here. So I put one on the ceiling and the floor of the blast door. Probably don't use walls.
Critical.
Oh, I'm nearly out of jetpack fuel. So we still have a hole somewhere?
Pitch some up.
Whoa!
Uh,
Oh, I think that was just air coming from the thing.
Yeah, I think we still have a hole here.
Yeah, I'm gonna just block off this bit here. If someone gets out of the top there, they're using walls. Probably not a good idea. We'll use steel frames and we'll just fill the whole damn thing in. I think once that's done, we should be good. Oh, we might need some up here. And then we should definitely pressurize the room.
Time for a quick question.
Sure.
So before everything turned into 2000 degrees, you were talking about the atmosphere analyzer and how that works. So will it change as you move through voxel space?
Yeah, so it does. So our atmospheres are calculated on a 2-meter grid, and as you go through those, different, you move into the different like squares and stuff like that. I've built a few more squares around here. We'll see if that fixes things. I wonder whether we just started mining like crazy and we've made a bunch of holes.
What's the
Go ahead.
what's the best way to reduce my heat in my suit?
You need
shit.
an empty tank. And you
In
need
my
to-
waist?
Yeah.
Okay.
Once it gets to a certain level of fullness, it will stop working.
Do you want to confirm I have the furnace hooked up how it should be hooked up?
It's just building. I'm just trying to figure out why we
Oh. What could go wrong, Mace?
don't have gravity.
Yeah, I'll just throw steel frames on the back wall. It should finish it off.
Yep, it did.
There we go.
There we go.
I always think there's a bug. Right,
Did you
so
flush?
this is, we might need to place a new tank down. Do we?
The empty tank? No, there's nothing in that pipe network.
Yeah, but isn't that what you wanted? Oh, that's output.
Yeah, that's the output. The input still has some, hopefully non-combusted. Wait, 300 Kelvin, that's like normal, right?
Roughly, yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so it's not on fire.
That should be fine.
Should we pressurize it with nitrogen in here so stuff, if it breaks, it doesn't catch fire? No, we do it with air. Ah, damn it. Yeah, I think it looks right.
I had atmospheric exception just pop.
See if you can chuck it in Discord, it'd be good.
Collision manager.
Interesting.
The exhaust pipe might actually burst as well. Might need a pressure regulator or something.
Where's the nearest cable?
Power low.
There we go. So yeah, someone had asked about making cabling easier and stuff like that. But for the moment, we're just trying to keep the way we do things the most straightforward in the game, because that involves a lot less risk.
We did like the idea of it, but it's a sort of a do later thing, right?
Yeah. You know, the more simple, you know, the same mechanics are broadly used for basically everything in the game, and that just makes it a lot safer early access wise.
Do we want to risk turning it on, or are we pressurizing first?
Crap, hold on. I think we should pressurize first. It's not going to take long. I made a boo-boo. You can ask a question, Steph.
Ooh,
She
okay.
had her hand up.
No, I did not stretching, but I will ask you the questions. So a few people had some thoughts and suggestions while things were all on fire. One person suggested concrete voxels that you can use to temporarily seal holes, so you might do it as a quick and dirty kind of fix.
We have talked about that. Yeah, so Simon did all the work on the, well, a lot of the work on the voxel stuff.
Yeah, so as well, I just did a refactor of some of the voxel stuff, and I've been thinking about that kind of thing. It should be a lot easier to do now that we've done that as well. So, but again, that's one of those things that's kind of we don't need it right now, so it will probably be a little bit down the track.
And also a question about, is there a plan to render hot gas visually different, like a plasma?
Well, you definitely, when it's on fire, you see it. But our fires, we've tried to keep relatively close to how it is. So the burning, say, propane and oxygen, it gets burned very fast. Whereas, you know, when the items catch fire, they stay on fire a lot longer. You see heat distortion effects?
You can see that when you're welding pretty clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I assume when we had the whole emergency, what happened is all the oxygen was burnt up. So what was left was just a lot of hot propane venting. Had anyone like opened up an oxygen canister, suddenly there would have been a big ignition and a flash and fire.
Yeah.
Dean's trying to get those floor gratings to match up.
Yep.
Good job.
So
Another question as well about motherships and your station. Will it be possible to land the mothership close to your station, dock it, that sort of thing?
yeah, so we're looking at whether it's a little bit of a debate whether docking is going to be part of our early access release. I would say probably it is. Reasonably easy to do, but yeah, I don't know. It'll definitely be part of the game. Whether it will go into our early access release, yeah, we're just not sure. It depends how everything else goes. But you can see it's all starting to come together. We've got a
We leaking anywhere?
Have we started to pressurize?
Oh yeah, yep, we're up to
Okay,
20
cool.
kilopascals. That's why you can. So people in the stream will notice we can actually start hearing things now. For this console, make it a like force open, Simon, a door control. Make sure you set manual control to disabled, and it'll lock the door.
Yep. Do I want linked or toggle?
It
Toggle,
only
right?
really matters if you have 2 doors, but yeah, it's probably good
Right,
to put
okay.
linked. I need to get I'm running low on power. Got a pretty good setup in here.
Power critical.
So yeah, what I imagine is basically what we're doing here is what you'll do. So we'll start the game. You'll have a pretty good mothership. Then you'll have a rough station setup. But as you do stuff, you want to set stuff up yourself better and do new things.
And obviously, you won't be just spawning items in magically. You'll start with things.
Yeah. So yeah, you definitely won't just magically spawn with stuff. Magically spawn stuff. You'll be building it with the Fabricator, which is in game, and we can actually add as part of this. I'm gonna.
Oops.
What happened?
I spawned a locker, but it's invisible.
Maybe just deconstruct it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start us getting a dynamic error thing. So people will remember the reason it's showing an error is because it's slowly trying to increase its pressure, or at least it should be. Not sure why it's not. It's a bit different.
Is the shoot bin gonna work without power?
Say again?
I asked if I needed to power the shoot bin or not.
No, it needs power. That bin, you can have one that you can throw in an inlet, but the bin, you'd have to put it in the thing. You probably want a bin actually, but yeah, the bin will need power. If I put something in it, I'll show you. If I put that in and close it without power, it doesn't actually go away.
I'll just cable it.
So Mason's set up chutes to go in, and then the stuff will drop out there. We'll get to see if all this still works. We haven't actually tested this stuff in a long time. Portable air conditioner might be broken. Because it should be. Pressure should be changing. I think I fixed it previously, so I need to. I unified a whole bunch of stuff with it, and I don't think I unified it well.
Toxin detected.
Okay, well, if you want to test the furnace again.
Yep. So we got some chlorine and some pollutants.
Toxin detected. Toxin detected.
So we got pressure in there. So we close, we'll turn this on, we'll close the bin, and it will actually
Is
go
the pressure
through.
too low, or do we need to?
Pressure's low, we just need to activate. I think. Oh, maybe, oh, there we go, pressure's good. I've had it activate. So it's smelting. We might want to put more iron in. I think I actually have some.
Toxin detected.
There's some here as well. I'll put it in.
Output pressure is fine. Though it's definitely like still on fire.
It's not a complete clean burn though.
Yeah.
Maybe chuck some more iron in.
Toxin detected.
Have any more iron?
Toxin detected.
Now, if we put other stuff in, so you can actually smelt multiple different kinds of things, so together. So if we did 3 parts iron, 1 part coal, we'd get steel. But at the moment we're just smelting the iron into a block. Now if you get the mixture wrong, you end up producing slag, which is really bad.
I'm gonna up the pressure
Okay.
because it's only a 20 kPa mixture going in.
Toxin detected. Toxin detected.
I wonder how we're going reducing the toxins. It's pretty low now.
Pressure in the chamber is only 50. Is it still burning? Doesn't look like it.
No, probably not, because we stopped it.
Yeah. Okay.
Toxin detected.
It's a pretty good setup, Mason. Oh yep, no, that's good. The air's heating up a little bit in here. It's getting pretty hot in that pipe. That will be heating up in here too, because we don't have insulated pipes in the game yet. Maybe chuck another couple of stacks in there.
Yep.
So yeah, someone just asked, have we begun to work out recipes? Yeah, we totally have.
Yeah.
Um,
So it's melted, by the way. We had to just manually release it.
Cool. Yeah, it will release it once it gets to 500 gram stack.
Ah.
So maybe over here we should set up a. Oh, we had a substantial change. I think we mined a hole or something. Did we? We had a change in air pressure.
Toxin.
We've managed to get rid of most of the toxins. I'm going to drag this around a bit.
Toxin detected. Toxin.
We should build a fabricator somewhere in here. Can resmelt these so that they're all 1 bar.
Yep.
Oh god, that's big.
I'll say it.
That's cool.
Toxin detected.
We need a bit more temperature, I think.
Yep. Still being fed.
I don't think it's cycling through.
Yeah, it might have stopped.
Not hot enough.
So, Simon, you'll
Is it
need
heating
power to
up, though?
that, and there'll need to be data to a computer. Probably you could put it like over here or something. The computer needs to have a fabricator motherboard in it.
Okay, cool.
Do we need a pump on the output end?
Yeah, you
Something
probably
like
want to
that.
volume pump it.
Yeah.
Just get the exhaust out as quick as possible.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's not getting flow through because there's back pressure.
we'll build a centrifuge as well, just so we can show people what, basically if you kind of screw it up and you get your mix wrong, you can do that. We probably need a second, what is it? A second locker somewhere, don't we?
Yeah, I tried. I couldn't find anywhere for it.
Gotcha.
So it was invisible. So.
I'm gonna put some cables up. So yeah, at the moment there's no danger from, you can put as much power through these power cables as you want, but we obviously want to make it so that you do have to regulate how much power goes through different cables. And the idea behind the Fabricator is, later on that'll become your primary way of getting new stuff. Initially in the game we're probably going to provide you with quite a lot of stuff. You know, your ship will be pre-built in that. But the idea is when you want extra stuff, you'll fabricate it.
How far does automation go with the fabricators?
I guess the answer to that is, it kind of depends what you mean by automation. So you can automate most things in the game pretty well by basically logic computers, which we've shown in previous streams. Oh yeah, looks like you're smelting now, Mason. You can actually use the furnace to burn stuff too, so we can get rid of, if people want to, we can get rid of stuff. And actually when you burn it, it turns into its core elements. So what we'll do is we'll burn this iron, and then we'll build, someone connect up a centrifuge somewhere, and we can chuck it into the centrifuge and show how basically it can get broken down into its constituent components.
Toxin detected. Toxin detected.
Hey Steph, toxins detected.
I like to point out when something's wrong.
I'm actually just going to move this fabricator slightly.
Cool.
Toxin detected. Toxin detected. Toxin
Oh
detected.
god. You always have us build like every single machine in a small room.
You love it, Mason.
Toxin detected.
Error.
Toxin detected.
It's annoying.
What's that?
The computer won't stop making.
Because you need to put a motherboard in it.
Yeah, even when it's off though.
Yeah. What? No, mine's fine. Do you want me to put the motherboard in?
Yeah, what's it called?
Motherboard logic.
No.
Oh?
No, that's a logic one. You want, it's like a manufacturing control.
I got it. It's cool.
So
Motherboard
it's detected the fabricator. So now I'm going to create a job, and I can come in here. So let's say, you know, we want to make steel frames. We can increase the number. Push play, and it needs resources. It's got nothing.
Yeah, we're gonna get a 50 grams iron cube here soon.
It should show you. I thought it should show you the resources, but
Centrifuge is up.
sweet.
There we go.
Toxin detected. Toxin detected. Toxin detected.
The ingots on the conveyor belts. Oh.
I think we've nearly got rid of all the toxins. Yeah, we have. Good job.
We did it.
So, I think it's quite nice and hot in there, so let's start burning some of this stuff. I don't know how much of the stuff I actually configured, but we'll see. Yeah, we burnt that. I can't remember what I made that breaks down into something.
Steel sheets, maybe.
Steel frames, maybe. Nope. There was something I made that did.
Yeah, I just can't wait till you put an oxygen canister into the furnace.
That made me want to try it.
I know something gives you carbon. I think it's corn or
Wheat.
maybe.
Item muffin.
No, I tried that.
We need a garbage chute.
Yeah, we should do that.
What are you looking for, dear?
Yep, I did it. We got wheat. So the guys have put iron in there, so we've got carbon in here. And I think if we drop that out, it would become coal. But we're going to put some ore in iron. Just show what happens basically when we get the mix wrong and we're just going to end up producing slag. It's getting really warm. I'm really impressed we managed to get rid of all the toxins. So this is the mighty centrifuge. So there, we've smelted all that. When we drop this out, it's just dropped out just a generalized reagent mix, and what we can do is we can chuck this in here, turn the centrifuge on, and it split it into the component parts, which is really cool. So you can see, I'm actually really pleased all this is just working, because we haven't tested this in like months since before something. So you chuck it in the centrifuge and it refines it like that. I need to drag a portable scrubber over here.
Pro tip.
Oh,
Turn off, close your helmet before you go outside.
Good tip.
hopefully this doesn't break things. I Alt-tabbed just to copy a thing in. This is going really well.
Seems okay.
So then what we'd normally do is we'd actually place down splitters. So someone just asked a fairly tech-heavy question. How frequently does Voxel atmosphere simulation update? At the moment, the atmospheric update happens twice a second. So every 2 seconds, atmospherics happen. Now there's a little bit of an exception to that, and that exception is for things like engines, or anything that basically that needs to happen like very quickly. Get out of the way. Oh, really tight in here. Yeah, so that some stuff happens immediately, as soon as possible. But yeah. I think we should be able to clean up all the toxins. So we should try and get 100 stack of coal. So if it's 1 to 3, if we put in 1 stack of coal and 3 stacks of iron. Just trying to find iron. There we go. That's a 48 stack. Rather than us stacking it, I'm just gonna magic us in. Whoops.
I think we have a spaceman down here.
Just give him a far out.
We can force feed him a heal pill.
Oh, brilliant.
Don't try and drag him though.
Okay.
We are getting quite a low pressure. Maybe the and the furnace occasionally. It's not super efficient.
Yeah, there's no active pump pressurizing the pipe.
We saved him.
User joined your channel.
Splitting ore stacks is broken.
Mason, I managed to make a chute outside.
Oh, awesome.
Do you want to save before everything goes wrong?
Yeah, in a minute. I want to make some steel, so we can make some steel frames. 1. 2. 3.
I keep forgetting stuff auto stacks when you just deconstruct it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's good, right? So I think when we do this, we should get some
User
steel.
joined your channel.
Ooh,
Steel!
did it.
And we can chuck this here. And this fabricator will pick it up. And we have steel. So what we can do is we can do steel frames. And watch it not work. Is it turned on? I don't even know if there's an on-off switch.
Oh, yeah, it does. On the top. Oh, it's on.
Ah, there we go. So there, it's telling us that was why we didn't see before. So it's going to plop out that it made the portable scrubber do a backflip. So now obviously we'd want to stack this up. So it was only making 1. So we could queue it up for another job. Could do some more steel frames. We could increase the amount it's doing here. I was going to stack them up there, but we'd want a stacking machine that would auto stack it for us. And it's heating up in here probably because of the furnace mainly, because the furnace will be quite hot. So you can see it's pretty detailed. There's quite a lot going on already. What other questions do we have, Steph?
Let's see.
Toxin detected.
We want to burn any motherboard logic controllers, because I think we've had problems with those with the save.
So there's always a lot of interest in what can go wrong. So things like solar flares, antagonists, that kind of thing. That will be able to happen to your mothership. Is that right?
Yeah, so we haven't really looked at what we're going to do with those ones yet, but we definitely will.
Quite a lot goes wrong just with the complex systems, I suppose. If you
Yes.
get the little things wrong.
Joel's dead, everybody.
Oh no. I think
Literally, the moment I come in, my internals are like 100 degrees and like my brain is like cooked.
We're about halfway to exploding our pipe for exhaust as well.
oh
Just-
boy.
FYI.
You wanted a quick smelter facility, not a safe one.
Well, that's right.
Any plans to move atmospheric calculations to the GPU?
Actually, no. So, Atmospherics is done on a separate thread, so it's free, and it's also only done on the server, so it's extremely free for clients. If I'm alt-tabbed, hopefully this doesn't hurt people.
We'd also have to like double our work because we'd have to support the GPU stuff, but we'd also still have to support the CPU for dedicated servers that don't have GPU. So it's, you know. there's
So I'm going to
that problem as well.
post in the chat, I'm going to post a picture of all the cores for the game running. And people can actually see that we're using a lot of cores. Actually, Steph, I'm going to post it in Slack.
Yep.
If you could chuck
I
it.
can put on Imager.
Yeah. So yeah, I chucked a picture in there. And you can see we're using a lot of different cores, particularly on the server, so that really helps out a lot.
Can someone come rescue me? I'm at spawn.
Where's spawn?
Hmm?
Like just
Yeah,
in space?
I'll come.
Yep.
It's all good.
Thank you.
Oh dear, someone's in a turret.
Oh dear.
There's
Ah,
there's a bug with that at the moment. Actually, as well, Steph, maybe we write down, there's an
Yep.
interactable bug with splitting ore stacks. It might be pretty easy to solve.
Cool.
So yeah,
how
we've.
do I get out
Oh
of the
dear God! Oh dear God! We are built. So I'm going to tell a hilarious little. I'm going to tell a hilarious little story about this. I think I have a video somewhere, or a picture, or a GIF, or something. When I first made the Fabricator, I set it up and I went away, and I left it going, building steel frames, and I come back like an hour later, and there was like the entire room was full of like steel sheets and steel frames. It was amazing. And the poor, basically when one would come out, they'd all shuffle along. So yeah, threading has been a huge win for us. There's no way we could do this game without it. So yeah, I don't know. Did we have any other questions?
There are a couple of questions about when you're starting the game. So the game loop, obviously, at the moment that we're working towards is with the mothership going during away missions. Will there be an option to not have the mothership at the beginning?
Yeah, totally. So we're looking at doing like planetary start and stuff like that. At the moment, you're not going to be able to change between zones. So for early access, the zone you're in will be the zone you're at. We have got working as part of our dedicated server and stuff like that, creating instances. So if half of you want to go off and do something, oh dear, Dylan's not looking too good.
I had to save him like
What do you
50
mean?
minutes ago.
Yeah, so we are looking at that, and I think a lot of people will legitimately just enjoy, Mark Wahlberg start like The Martian. I think a lot of people will legitimately enjoy just building a station. I know Ace is, if you want to look for streams, he's been streaming it where he just basically is just building a station long term.
Do you have your hardware specs as well?
I have no idea. Pretty good computer, good GPU, good CPU. Certainly if you don't have 4 cores, you're going to have trouble particularly hosting the game, just because we use so many different threads for calculating different stuff, because there's a lot going on, grid-based atmospheric calculation, power network calculations. He's having a little sleeps. You can't pick up a person who's unconscious at the moment, because what happens is you inherit their health state. So when you pick, oh, he's up. Let's just keep pumping him with heal pills. I think his tank's run out.
Oh, I was trying to push him outside, but whatever.
Do we have any other questions?
Yeah, so ages ago, when everything was going wrong with the very, very hot room, somebody asked, has the number of blocks that atmospheres disperse in space been increased? Has it been changed?
Not really, no. So basically we do some fudgery to try and get to a point where it's fun. They'll go far away depending on how much gas there is. So you saw, if you just joined the stream later, you'll see at the start of the stream we had an explosion. Yeah. On this bin here, you could just do an inlet bin too. And if you just throw something at the bin, it'll catch it and throw it out. I think we're still producing stacks of sheets.
And on the note of Dylan being unconscious, what are the plans for the medical system in the future?
Pretty extensive. So we've sort of fleshed out the basics of a lot of the systems, and we just want to extend it a lot more. Actually, where is he? Is he still unconscious? Someone's probably going to have to volunteer.
I think he's standing.
Do me.
Okay.
Another furnace.
Whoa, did we just lose a bunch of atmosphere? Oh no, I think it's because I did an emergency cycle or something. So I'm going to spawn this.
Can you put unconscious bodies into the furnace?
No.
Or the centrifuge?
No, not currently.
Important questions.
They're very important.
That's an interesting bug.
It's good to see someone out of their spacesuit for a little bit and see the other option.
I would not trust that room to be out of my spacesuit.
So when I look at Mason, so what I'm
Sorry.
actually going to do, I am going to give you a stun pill. This may or may not work actually. No, it won't work, unfortunately. So it is saying Timber Fox, but I'm not actually getting, at the moment, he doesn't have any, well, in fact, stun damage isn't even on there. Oh, he looks so pretty.
I'm unconscious on my screen.
I'm going to try
Yeah,
dragging you.
serious? Whoa. Well, now
Yeah,
you're both
I'm unconscious.
unconscious. I just saw Dean flop.
We'll come alright. So you can see in the top right there I've got a little ZZZ, so
Up.
I went unconscious. The touch of death.
Someone wrangle him out of his spacesuit. Let's space him.
So while you're dragging someone, you can actually access their inventory. So the idea is that, actually like barrow trauma, if someone's internals are off, you drag them and then you can change their inventory and swap stuff around and turn their internals on and off and stuff like that. Already that just comes out of the box with the functionality of the game.
Maybe I have to feed you a stun pill.
Oh, no, don't feed me a stun pill. I'll just come alright. The stun pill just adds a bunch of stun damage, so I just have to wait for it to pass.
You sure?
Yep. Okay. I didn't give you anything.
So while we won't be magically spawning things in the game, will any voice command system still be in there?
I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Probably not. Yeah. It requires Windows 9 and stuff like that. The reason that one player is moving jerky
10?
is because my client thinks it's occluded, as well as people wondering. Windows 10, yeah. So yeah, the current release date plan is December the 13th New Zealand time. It's listed on the Steam website. Obviously we will delay it if we're just not happy with the quality, but you can see it's coming together pretty well. Now we really just have to complete the game loop, which we're pretty close to. Our first game loop for our basic start. Don't give me a stun pill because you'll just keep me being stunned.
But are you sure you even have stun damage? Because didn't you inherit the state of my mind and what you just feel like unconscious?
No, but that's what the stun damage does. It
Okay.
yeah, it gives you that, I think. Oh, you're like you say, you could try just stunning me if you want.
What about the healing pill?
Healing pill probably won't do anything.
Get
Oh
on
yeah,
here.
you're right, Mason. I just inherited your unconscious state. So now I've actually gone to sleep. I'm going to sleep.
The
I think that's all we got for questions.
Yeah. I think it's been a pretty good stream. Oh, I'm alive again. I'll wait until my stun damage is completely gone away, and then I will, then we'll probably call it so that we can play Civ 2. Civ 5.
Oh, one quick question. Will we be able to enable magically spawning? Like, will there be a dev
Creative
kind
mode.
of thing? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Beep beep. Where's that error?
That's me, sorry.
Classic Joel. You can just turn it off to disable it. So Joel's making the wall cooler. Joel, can you turn around? Something's happened with Joel's character. He's really fat. Your character's
that he's broad.
Your character's obese. Can you take your suit off, please? Let us look at your shameful body.
I have noted the bug.
Body shaming this guy.
I didn't. Whoa!
Oh no!
How did that even happen?
He's really thin on my screen. I think it's just his gear that's oversized.
Do you feel okay?
I mean, I ate a really large meal.
I think it's because of all those.
Bye, Joel.
Oh no!
I don't have my suit on.
No!
Ah, no!
Damn it.
No!
0G.
Oh, he doesn't have a suit, and he doesn't have a jetpack.
Yep.
Come on,
See ya,
I'll
Joel.
take you out. No! Push him.
Suit critical.
Oh, he got his hands on a suit.
Put a rather large amount of pressure in the room.
How are you managing to stay in? Oh, okay. Not that amazing.
Ow! Someone just threw like a steel sheet at me and it took some damage to my suit.
That hurt.
Run straight to me.
Yeah.
Low pressure.
Zero,
Oxygen,
G.
Low. Oxygen critical. Pressure.
Cowabunga? Ah,
Did you just say cowabunga, Joel?
Oh
yeah,
my
I'm trying
god.
to just rush in.
So everyone can see here my lungs are starting to damage in the top. So what I'd have to do once I get my oxygen restored is I would actually have to, so now my brain's starting to take damage. And things
Your
are starting
brain
to get a
has-
bit grim, and I've probably used up all my, oh, I think I just went unconscious. Now I did save it before this happened, everyone, so we should be good. So I'm now ragdolled, and I've got like gas leaking all throughout.
Oh, I got a heal pill for you.
So this is a good time for us to end the stream. And a whole bunch of ore and stuff is just being smashed out into people. Cool. Thanks everyone for joining the stream. So
Nice.
yeah, stream next week might be at the same time, might be slightly different. But next stream we're sort of hoping to be able to show more of the combat side of it, combat and medical systems. Thanks everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.